Hi guys, how are you doing? Hope everything is good. Try to make everything good, make ourselves happy with what we have, right? Now, I'm going to go quickly into my point, and then I want to share the view, guys. I want you to comment on it, Alright, now I'm looking at a fact where I've been in a situation with Jamaica and our farm working programs, especially the one in Canada. That's the one I realized. Last year, 24 and 23, there were problems about it, and I've seen where an individual make make a voice be known, and we need to listen to these people because they could be really placed into some situations that are not pleasant, right? So these Jamaicans were among other persons from other countries, but it's specifically speaking about our Jamaican people. They are under they feel that they are being abused under the Canada's temporary foreign worker program, Amnesty International, right? So they think that although they go there to work because they see them as maybe black or poor, they claim that they are not being treated well. However, in Ottawa, Canada, there are some Jamaicans who are saying that among the thousands of foreign workers who are returning there to work, they feel that they are being exploited, right? They are being exploited and abused by their employers, right? Under the Canada's temporary foreign worker program. They don't think that they are being treated. I remember some time ago they said that they were not given proper place to sleep when the place was cold. They are forced to go out to work without proper gears. All those things were brought to light. I can remember quite vividly, right? But however, this Jamaican woman said her supervisor told her to go back to the tree she came from. So apparently it's telling her to go back to her home, right? So, and she knew that she's there because she wants a better situation for her life. So that's why most of them go on the program. They want the experience to work in another country, as well as when they are home, they're not really gainfully employed, so they get an opportunity to go on the farm working program. So they go, but apparently whatever the expectations are that they were expecting, sometimes I think they get a culture shock. They're not able to manage very well, and having to work in the cold winter climate there in Canada, it can be distasteful. I remember I experienced the first few weeks of December in Canada when it started to snow, and I'm telling you guys, it was my first time in seeing snow. I was excited at it, but after a couple of days, no, we couldn't manage it. We couldn't get out because it was so cold and so plenty in snowing that they have to use this tractor to take it off the road. It was so frozen, icy, right? So, I can understand with that. But she felt very bad, right? And as here she says again that they lived in inadequate housing conditions, right? They don't have drinkable water in some accommodation. Now in Jamaica, if you don't have drinkable water, you're going to be in problem because everybody about we have going to buy water at the stores. Because water is easily available now, you just have to have your money. So because here in America, I'm told that I'm not to go to the pipe top and drink the water. Like back home, we catch the water at the pipe and we drink it. But in another industrialized country, they warn you not to drink the water from the pipe. You have to go and purchase the water at the store, right? And here she's saying that some of them suffer severe injuries or develop medical problems, because the system is not able to cope with the weather conditions and the strenuous and unsafe conditions that they have to work in. If you're going to be working out there picking apples, whatever it is out there in the field, because they are farm workers, even when it's not snowing and the wind is cold, if you're not properly geared for the weather, you'll die, you're sick, your bones tighten up, you pick up pneumonia, you get sick. So they complain and they threaten about with repatriation, taking them to the airport, telling them that they can go. So it's that they can do it, but they know they cannot go like that, right? They cannot go like that. So they feel like they are being abused. They're emotionally abused, right? And at the same time too, they are saying that they are suffering discrimination. You know, wherever people of a different color goes, they become so outstanding, and then you're easily discriminated on, right? Sometimes the hardest part of it is that the jobs are more physical than female, right? But at the same time, they try. So therefore, you will end up with a gender-based violence, right? Workers fail to report whatever fears they have, for fear that they'll be dismissed from the contract. And once you're dismissed from the contract, you cannot go back on the program. And some of them would like to go work on another farm, but they cannot go. They are forced to, once they sign up, they are forced to stay with that farm. So if everybody was to move around, some farms would have nobody working on them, right? So we have to take that into consideration. And migrants should have privilege to change. So if a particular farm is filled, they should not opt to take anybody else. So you have to stretch it out so that every farm has person. And here another one said that she was being called a donkey, right? So these are things that makes them, and that makes them so discouraged. Makes them discouraged. But I would encourage anybody, you know, who go on the program, not to abscond the program and run away. Just stay on it. Stay on the program and try to make a life. You're not accustomed to it, and you have to try. So the very first time you go, it's not going to be easy. I think the hardest part is in the winter, in the fall to winter. It's not going to be easy for anybody who is accustomed to a tropical climate. So you have to try. And even when they're trying to say bad things about you, I'm not saying that you cannot address it, but address it professionally. Don't shout out. There must be somebody there, some liaison officer, some supervisor, somebody. And at the same time, you don't want to be always reporting. Because you know, in some jobs, you know, you report the supervisor, the next minute you're out of the job. But you see, there's a thing called karma. If you know within yourself that you are doing your best, you cannot do any more, and somebody's trying to ridicule you, abuse you, what can you do? You don't have to open your mouth. Just talk to God, talk to the Lord, you know, and you'll be surprised when you work it out. It's when you go to Him earnestly and humble yourself, He work it out. That's right before your very eyes. You wonder, you have to come like, I can't believe it. So whatever the situations, guys, out there, I hope somebody will be able to see this video. Don't fuss, don't quarrel, because others have been there and tried. Some decide that they are not going back, and by the time they reach back home, they realize that I will go again, and they go. So what you do? Pray. And sometimes when you pray, God move the supervisor, put him someplace else. You understand me? So don't quit the program, man, because you're not doing anything back home, and you want to help your family. You want to have a house. You want to buy a piece of land. You want to save some money. You want to send your children to college. You know your aim. So don't say not going back. Don't quit the job. Just take your time and do it, and pray. And if they don't give you enough warm clothes, when you get a little pay packet, go and buy, if it's even one suit to keep you warm, because you need to have on warm clothing. Guys, subscribe to the video. See you around in my next video. Bye. Love you all. Bye bye.